The idea of putting a cap on the number of migrants who can come to Britain is as crazy as setting a target on the treatment of cancer in the NHS. Targets are a way of reducing humanity, of turning real problems into a statistic, and the targets can simply be ignored and not met. And then we just talk about the targets. We stop talking about the reality. And all we have to do to recognize the failure of the target culture is look across to the chaos of the NHS. So James Cleverly, talking about the Migration Advisory Committee taking a role in setting a cap on the number of migrants in some sort of diminishing level of accession to the country. Oh yes, but we'll have agricultural migrants to come and pick our crops. Actually, that was one of the first things that went at the tail end of the European Union experiment for 40 years. It worked very well for 40 years, and then suddenly it started to go wrong because of silly legislation, and we destroyed whole farming communities because of that. I'm thinking particularly in Lincolnshire, which I know, and the bulb growing tradition was destroyed overnight because there was no one to pick the bulbs, and the so the idea of a cap is nonsensical. It's arbitrary. Migration, and particularly dealing with asylum, is something that we have to deal with on a case-by-case basis. It's something that actually it's got nothing to do with caps and targets. It's got to do with whether or not the bureaucrats, the civil servants, can meet their targets. And their target is very simple. They must clear their desks. If they can't do the job, they need to be replaced. And the job is very simple. The job is to process the applications that are on the desk. And at the moment, that's not being done. So to transfer that target from the people who are supposed to do the job, the Home Office civil servants, to the people who are standing at the door waiting for our help is nonsensical. I don't know whether this is ghosting or whether this is transference, but it's mad and it's wrong. And the Conservative Party can't even tell you how much those caps are going to be or what they're going to be. They in this sort of sleight of hand, they're saying, oh, someone else will make that decision. Yeah, it's going to be called the Labour Party.